So,
Do, 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 do.
this is a really good soundtrack, yo.
It is, right?
Um, welcome back, everybody. As you may notice, we have webcam so you can see our beautiful faces. Mr. Morty should be getting one here soon. I don't know about Ledge. It's up to him, but
Not in a while.
heard.
Well, shit. I just fucking click the exit game button.
Great. So we were last session we had the attempted raid on Arabelle by the Brethren of the Reborn Sun. They pissed off Mr. Robert, who was not in the best shape after dying in the previous session, and being put back together by an unknown mystical force. The rebellion went sideways when another party got involved, led by a Horan priest. After taking down the paladins and making several of them flee, the Horan cleric thrust his blade through the lead paladin's head, and that was the end of it. Robert decided that Lord Hardcastle, whom was found guilty, seemed to be guilty according to a journal, he was arrested for disrupting the Homelands and basically destroying a druidic circle. Right. Demons, then attacked Evening Star, and while Maxwell and Thok managed to fight them off, Robert did a little digging in the Castle of the Reborn Sun, and fought off a few gnolls that had found their way in there. They all seemed pretty organized, and they seemed to be with the demons, which led to the assumption that Inogru, the demon gnoll, has grown in power and is beginning his move. Jim Jar arrived at the very end to save Robert, who was still worse for wear and wearing his torn and sundered armor. And Jim Jar told them that Eldith and her father, no, not father, I don't think it's father, I think it's an uncle, we're calling them back to the Underdark, to the Dwarven city, to try and deal with the demon threat that was going on. Yeah, that's about where we left it. So you guys continued to rest up as you helped to rebuild Evening Star a bit, trying to give Robert a few more days to heal up. Is there anything that Maxwell or Thok would have liked to do during that time? Thok, if it's secret, you can always just message me. Mr. Foley?
I'm just going to be hanging out in my place that I usually hang out now.
Okay. You and the Magi have begun to form quite a bond. But the Magus Aldic approaches you during one of your study sessions. I'm not really sorry to interrupt you, but I've noticed that your magic tends to not flow from the weave as it should. Could I learn from you this new magic?
Actually, the magic I use does not come from anywhere. You can't learn it. It comes from the blood, to be honest.
So you're a sorcerer then?
No, I'm not. It's not connected to the weave, to be honest.
Well then. I guess there's no way. Kind of narrows his eyes at you, turns away, and walks off. Thok, yeah, you can go ahead and do that, but it's going to take a few days to make. Not necessarily like just making it, but enchanting it properly.
Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Alright. On about the fourth day, you guys are approached during some work by Leona, followed by a group of dwarves. Master Maxwell, these
Yes?
dwarves say they have a message for you.
Message? Very well.
The lead dwarf steps forward, and the first thing you notice is on his shoulder is a black raven. But as you look at it, it kind of looks familiar, and you realize that it's not an actual living raven. It looks almost made of wood. The raven cocks his eye and goes, "Ah! You got big! At that, the dwarf kind of holds up a basket and goes, "Well, guess this will be the first order of business. A Miss Omnia. She sends her regards." He hands you a basket full of bottles that are variously marked, and they all seem rather useful. He also says, "She has gone north. She is looking into a giant problem. We are hoping to hear from her soon."
It's good to hear that Omnia's alive.
Aye,
So she's north then, fighting giants?
indeed. She's been helping us for quite some time.
I'm guessing she's not alone?
No. She went off with a few of us. I don't know what happened to them exactly. Like I said, we haven't heard, but we're hoping so. The other order of business. The Emperor. It requires you home. And they've asked that you bring whatever help that you could. He looks over to Thok and then to Robert. Robert's looking a little bit weak still, but he seems alright. We have some ships off the coast. It'll be a long journey. We can't trust the magic anymore. Not with the demons. No, not with the demons. We've lost too many men that way. So, as soon as you all are ready, it'll be time to go.
Very well.
I'm ready.
They all kind of look to themselves and then go, "We'll be at the inn. Make sure you've settled what you need to here." I forget. Did I put that in? No. I don't think I did. Alright. So yeah, was there anything that you guys want to do in this area before you left?
No.
No. Foley.
I'm gonna call Robert a bitch. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna call Robert a bitch.
Alright.
I want to punch the raven.
Want to punch the raven?
Yes.
How would you do that? This is terrible. Alright. You punch the raven, and it dodges out of the way, turns around, and pecks at you, doing 1 damage. And then it flies off.
Doc, stop pissing off the birds.
Avians. Shitting everywhere.
You shit everywhere too.
But they fly and shit.
Flying overhead. The raven kind of cuts back, and it drops a huge turd that just right on the Thok's head.
Yes.
Wow.
Perfect.
That dungeon metagaming. Dungeon master metagaming. Not even giving me a roll.
I give you a roll. There's your AC.
Wouldn't that be a dex save?
Okay, here, make a dex save then. Against this nat 20. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. Fine. You step out of the way. Burly. Only because it has 3 to its attack, so...
Birdly.
Birdly. Oh, okay. They're already fucking like, ooh, can we buff the boss yet? Can we buff the boss yet? Jeez. I'm not evil, Devin Brad. I'm not evil. I'm a nice DM. Anyway, so you guys load up on some horses that are provided by the dwarves. And you guys go off on your journey. Takes about 3 days for you to reach the coast that the ships are stopped at. When you arrive fully, it's almost a relief to see the workmanship of the Baylor shipbuilders again as you step aboard a huge galley. It's filled with a large crew of rather unseemly characters. You can tell that the soldiers and the sailors are being worn thin due to the conflicts that they've been going through. You approach the captain, who is a strapping half-orc. He's got a large, bushy mustache that kind of waves in the sea breeze. He looks you all over, looking at Thok and just kind of taking a step back and does something that seems almost like superstitious wording. Then he addresses you guys and goes, "Aye, You'll be the ones on my ship today. We will hopefully make it through safely. It's quite a long journey. Sorry?
How many times have you made this trip?
Boyo, you know how big this world is. It's a long journey. Very few ever make it. It's my second time. I'm hoping it will be my last. As you guys look around, you notice that there seems to be a lack of dwarves on the ship, specifically. Which is really weird because in the Bayoran Empire, fully, dwarves are like always like they're like rabbits. They recently went through strange. It was a godly call to procreate. So there was a rather large baby boom about 40 years ago. That led to a upswing in the dwarven.
No, I can't help but notice the lack of dwarves here.
Aye. Many went down when Khazad the Grimst fell. And Khazgat's Toon, that was the next to fall.
Is no one organizing a defense?
Well, there has been a defense. But the demons are not the only issue. Well, you'll see when we get there. Your cabins are below. Unfortunately, we might need your help if any issues pop up, but it should be a pleasurable ride if the gods are willing. Is there anything else I can help you with, boys? I should get back to preparations before we leave. At that, he looks at you guys and just kind of shrugs and turns away and starts yelling to some men. Aye! Get that tied down, we leave in a few. You guys find your way back down to the cabins that he told you about, and it's not really cabins, they're more just hammocks strung up in some supply crates that were used to fence off and make makeshift walls for you guys. As you look around, you see that there's been some extremely recent damage. Some of the walls have been torn out, and a few holes in the side of the ship are patched up with carpentry. Thok, it takes you about 5 days, but you manage to craft the voodoo doll.
Hey man, you're becoming a witch doctor now.
Unfortunately, without much privacy, Mr. Foley, or Maxwell, caught onto your case about it.
Oh. Cool. Doc, what are you making?
None of your damn goddamn business.
Why does it look like a doll?
Because it is one, but it's none of your business.
Can you show me on this doll never mind.
That's
But seriously,
better.
did you go into like the toy making business now?
Why not? I haven't been using my flute or my drumsticks for a very long time, so I need some sort of income, right?
Go beat on Robert's shoulder pads then if you want to use your drumsticks.
Nah, it's not nice to beat on a wounded man.
He's not wounded that much anymore. No, I've not seen worse, but still, it's only a flesh wound.
You're cleaved in half. It's only a flesh wound.
You wound me, Thok. I thought we were friends.
I gotta run for dinner. I'll be back every fucking week at this time.
I know. That's why I always kinda let them do their thing.
That's why I haven't brought you in it yet. Also, you sounded like a goddamn robot.
Okay, so that wasn't just me. I think it's from his bird eating his mic.
Probably. Okay, but seriously, you should tell me what that doll is. Like, you should really, really tell me what that doll is.
Fuck, roll me a wisdom save, please. Yeah. As you
These
look
fucking
up,
20s.
yeah, I know. And you know what? I still never fucking get them when I'm trying to kill you guys.
My only nat 20 of the night!
You look over at Maxwell, and he just kind of gives you a look. That like, come on, man, I can keep a secret. Come on. You are rather inclined to tell him what it is. Did I mind tricking it?
Very well. It's a voodoo doll. And it's ready.
Why do you have a voodoo doll?
Why not?
I thought you did stuff with, like, demons, not voodoo.
An orc has to practice everything.
Fair enough. I mean, I practice magic sometimes too, I guess.
Exactly. And as far as I remember, you were a running away rogue at the start of this journey. Look at you now.
I never ran away, I just hid.
Ran away.
Hid.
You advanced in the other direction.
Exactly. It was also advanced techniques in hiding.
Yeah, that's called running away.
Nah. Nah. It's just, it's hiding. It's hiding. I've known this since I was young, you know, growing up on the
Right.
streets and stuff.
Like hiding behind your dragon's tail.
Ouch. At least I have a friend.
I have multiple.
At least my friends aren't afraid of me.
Neither are mine. Some of them
Okay,
just
Eldith
try
doesn't count.
really
Basically,
hard to kill me. But nonetheless, we should get on with our journey.
Like a dwarf slave.
Um, yeah, you guys really don't get along for the 3 months that the journey takes. You guys occasionally stop in some ports, many of them extremely exotic. They they all seem so foreign to you that you don't generally like to get off and explore them. Many times they're made up of monstrous races of humanoids, but generally they just seem very sketchy. Uh, it seems like the uh, the general way that they're taking you isn't the normal pathway that you would have taken on one of these treks, Maxwell. You're going through a lot of channels that wouldn't necessarily accept the Empire's coin. So the crew is especially on edge. At one particular stop, you guys are drawn to the deck to the sound of arguing. Standing at the edge of the deck are three. They almost look like were crocodiles, but this seems to be their natural form. They're wearing armor. They're not like, they don't look like lizard folk. They have that long crocodile like snout, but they're wearing loose padded armor, accented with plates just strapped onto them, and they all have scimitars in their hands. They're speaking a
So
foreign...
they're kind of like...
Huh?
They're kind of like the were-rats of Lingonstone. Like they have the rat features even when they're not transformed.
No, like, they look like they're a were-crocodile in were-crocodile form type thing. But it looks like it's their natural form. Like, they're not a were-croc, sorry. But yeah, they're speaking a language you don't quite understand. But the leader starts waggling his sword around, and the captain's kind of trying to keep him at bay, but he seems to be floundering a bit. You could jump in.
Hey, what's going on here?
One of these boys recognized the ship, and it's wanted.
What?
So they want to imprison us all and burn the ship.
What the hell did you do?
Well, those two are both out of the question.
I did nothing. This isn't even my ship. My best guess is the Emperor had a mission down here that probably went south. And me not speaking their tongue doesn't really help.
Theodoric. Right.
Wow.
Do you know if they speak any language other than that tongue they're speaking right now?
One looks over and says, I speak little language of you.
That's a start.
We want payment for what this ship did. It burned
What
city. It burned city. And he shakes his sword at you.
Goddamn orc-made pirate ship. Okay, how much do you want?
We want. He kind of turns around. And he turns back around and says, 1 million gold coin.
No.
This
Yes.
is ridiculous. You want payment for what the ship did, not what the crew did. How about we just slaughter you as well and move on our way?
They all kind of like pull their swords up a little bit more and they look over at you. We cut you down, ugly man. We cut you down.
Doc brings out sizzle drizzle and
Calm down. No need to.
are you really sure about that?
They take
I will cut
one
you
look
down
at
first.
Sildersill and they all kind of do this little spitting motion and go, and they turn around and they take off running. At that, the captain kind of looks over and goes, right, men, wrap it up, let's go. They drop the plank, they just kind of push it back onto the docks and pull up anchor, and they're out of there. Well played.
Good job, Doc.
Ridiculous asking for a payment for what the ship did.
Yeah.
It
Well,
is the crew that should be punished.
The half-orc
But
just
this is
kind of
not
looks
the
and
same
goes,
crew.
yeah, well, that's what we get for dealing with the less civilized folk. Anyway, thank you, boys. Have a little bit of whiskey saved away. You boys earned it.
Doc, it's all yours. I don't drink.
Roll deception.
You
No, I'm
don't
just kidding.
drink. I take the bottle of whiskey and I drink it with my pet rock.
You what? Sorry.
I drink the whiskey with my pet rock and I try to drink
No, you
drink it
pet
as well.
rock.
The pet rock is very important.
Roll me an investigation, Maxwell.
Me?
Yep.
Taking one of my less favored skills.
In the middle of the night, you hear on the other side of one of the crates a just slight and a sloshing sound. And you kind of poke your head over the crate, and there you see Thok hunched over, holding his pet rock, kind of like splashing whiskey on it, and then just drinking it to himself.
No! Doc, what the hell?
Get lost. My time.
Oh. Oh, whatever. Have fun with your rock. Fucking endless loser.
He's more fun than you are.
Oh, I bet he talks too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Does he call you? Does he actually say you're a nice person and stuff? Does he actually compliment you because you can't get them?
Yes, he does.
I don't even know what to roll against that. Well, no one likes you. No one ever will. Fuck.
Ledge, you managed to lie to yourself and ignore the stupid little human trying to throw insults your way. You know who your real friends are. Pet Rock will always keep you safe, don't you worry. Alright, after another month's travel,
Man,
Maxwell,
Robert's been really quiet during this few months.
he's still struggling. He's got
He's
got
been in a
God
coma.
issues. He's having a conflict of faith, if you will.
So he's. I can't think of a erectile dysfunction joke there. Never mind. Cut that out.
Cut that out. I can't see live streaming. That's the problem. Anyway, as you roll up to a small island, to just kind of stop off and hunt a little bit to scavenge for a few more rations to make the last bit of the journey. You decide to step off and look around, and the area seems extremely familiar.
This area seems rather familiar.
It is from what you can tell, it is the southern tip of a small island dedicated by Auric to a large group of giants. Basically, unable to get past his hatred of giants, Auric did the second best thing he could besides giving them, free reign in his kingdom, which was segregation.
Perfect.
Hashtag resist. Anyway, you hop off the boat into the sand, and you start out with one of the hunting parties. Thok, are you going to go hunting?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Negative. Okay, if you want to message me if you're going to do anything. Otherwise, this will be a quick little side journey.
Time to start chaos.
Maxwell, you join up with the hunting party, and they all look rather green. This wouldn't be your first hunt. Orc likes to hunt, so it takes you out a lot with him. You start out into the trees, and you get to about 30 feet into the tree line, and the shrubbery starts to get extremely thick. So everyone's kind of trudging through. A few people are hacking through the weeds and whatnot. Please roll me a survival.
It begins.
It begins.
It begins. So, instead of trying to just push my way through, I'm gonna pull out my mace of green flame and start whacking at vegetation.
That works. So, not thinking very clearly in the moment, you pull out your mace and you just start swinging at the shrubbery in front of you. Green flame just cutting through it all, and subsequently sending sparks and ash floating up into the air as bits of the shrubbery just kind of are incinerated. You're smashing your way through, and the smoke kind of gets caught up in your face a little bit. You start to choke, and suddenly there's no ground in front of you. As you step forward and you slowly fall in, please roll me a dexterity save.
Shit.
Oh, I need
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, that was a 3.
Yeah, a large dex fucking save, at least. Well, fortunately, this was a 5. So, as you
Yes.
as you give in, you grab the edge and are able to scramble your way up on the outer side of the hole as a gigantic spider comes out behind you and just right behind you, and it gives off a little screech. Roll me an initiative. You get the first attack.
So it's just like right behind me.
Yeah, it's literally like above you. Like you are on the ground.
Shit.
Like you just crawled out, flipped over, and it's like right above you. All right, double mace the green flame, double bell grind. All right.
I didn't roll 3 Belgrins. That's weird.
Yeah. The
Whatever, take that.
first mace blow just kind of swings a little bit wild as you're pulling yourself up, and you miss its underbelly by like inches, but then you stab up with Belgrind and you just like stab into its gut and drag it across, swinging your mace up again, smack it in the gut before just dragging Belgrind across. It screams out as greenish blood just kind of over your chest, and it lunges at you. Ooh, 19. With its forearm and just right into your shoulder, piercing it through.
That was the roll.
Huh? Oh, it was a 19 plus a 7. It's 26.
I activate my shield.
You have to do it on your turn.
I thought you said that was like a reaction.
You can, but unfortunately you're prone. So it's one of those, like, you don't have much of a reaction. And as far as you are concerned, your sword is still stuck in its stomach. Like, you're still in that
Fair
motion. Please take 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
And then it rears up and it slams down and it tries to bite you, but you kind of just roll out of the way and you're able to roll away from it. I rolled a 3, so to avoid its mandibles like sinking into your flesh. You did tear a little bit of your shoulder muscle away, just pulling away from its leg, but it was your ruined shoulder, so it didn't actually pierce too much. Your turn.
Mine?
Huh? No, Foley.
Mine? No. I didn't know what the fuck is even happening.
So,
Yeah,
where's,
you're on the ship still. What was that, Foley?
where's the party that I was with?
They're all kind of spread out at this point, and they just saw a giant spider pop out, so they're not really too enthusiastic about jumping in because they didn't actually see you go down. So they don't know really what's going on. They're all on the defensive. They're like thinking it's about to charge or whatever. But they just now realize that it's attacking something on the ground.
I forgot to say I had Elzran with me, so I'm just gonna assume she's not.
She's not, but you are not that far into the tree line. She can make it to you pretty quickly.
Elzran!
You
Need your help?
You hear her voice in your head screaming, "I'm already on the way, hatchling." And you see just a blue figure streak out of the sky. She swoops down and blows fire across the spider's back. Please roll me her attack. Her fire attack.
I was gonna say probably a fire attack. Oh, damn it.
The fire just streaks across her back and sets flame to it as it screams and rears back. And yeah, now it's your turn.
I'm gonna use Brissinger to increase said fire and just kind of engulf it in flames, or attempt to.
Roll me magic.
Oh, magical.
The fire just kind of expands and it slowly begins to crawl down the spider's body. Unfortunately, it's a slow crawling fire, so the spider is still able to get a few hits in. That misses, and that misses. So it stabs down at you with its forearms once more and misses twice as you dodge out of the way, and you're able to pull yourself up.
And now it is time. I'm guessing I'm still like in melee range.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once again, the first mace misses as you slash at it with Belgrind, and it kind of just knocks the blade away before you come up, smashing it with the mace again and stabbing deep into its mouth with Belgrind. Eltran has an action.
Yep. I was just waiting for you to finish the thing. The description. She's gonna try to bite it. She's gonna eat it.
Alright, she swoops in and she latches onto one of its legs, bites into it, and then all of a sudden, with a great taut rip of her throat, she just and the leg dislodges and the spider screams out as green blood starts streaming everywhere, and it rears back and stabs down. Like, it's not intentionally doing it, but it stabs down and just slams into your leg, knocking you back a little bit. It doesn't pierce, but it scrapes across your thigh. Please take 6 points of damage.
My turn?
Yeah.
Go for the other leg, Elzran. Oh, you fucking suck.
As she goes back in to bite, it knocks her away with one of its legs.
Elzran, no!
Boom. Alright, miss, hit, hit. So your first mace would hit, then you would hit with Belgrind, hit with the mace, hit with Belgrind. How do you want to do it?
So, Mace, Belgrind, Mace, Belgrind.
Yeah, but the first mace misses.
Swinging wildly with my mace, I just make it kind of rear back. As it's rearing back, I'll cut off its mandibles. Then the second mace hit just uppercuts it, and as its mandibles fly off and its face gets lit on fire, the second Belgrind hit just stabs right up into its head.
You pierce its skull and it just kind of gives a... As it falls forward, please roll me a dexterity save.
Oh shit!
You manage to pull back, ripping Belgrind through its head as it falls down right in front of you. Fire kind of curling around its body and consuming it rapidly. Elzran lands next to you and you look down at her. At this point, she's about the size of a horse.
Oh, yo.
So the crew are not too happy about the fact that she gets to sleep out on the deck, you know, in the middle of the day, swinging her tail around, and they have to work around her. But
Hey, she's missing part of her tail, so it's not as big as a normal dragon's tail.
true, still owe her.
I know.
All right. As the hunting party comes over to help you out, you realize that this is in fact the island that you thought it was. It is the giant island. And unfortunately, when you put giants in one place, generally nature tends to reflect it. As you guys kind of scramble back out of the tree line, you make it back to the ship, and you wait in for the second hunting group, which comes back with a rather large boar. A bit more successful on their hunt than you guys, with the burnt spider to show for it.
Hey, it was cooked already.
The good thing that came from it, though, is you did realize that you're close to home. You're almost there. They spend the better part of the afternoon cooking up the boar and trying to preserve what they could for the last leg of the journey. And they decide to throw a little party on the beach. Mr. Robert, Mr. Ledge, you guys are now allowed to interact with Foley once more. You are back in the
Beach
picture.
party.
Does Maxwell look hurt from his fight?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
My shoulder kind of looks damaged. Like there's a decently sized hole in it.
And then he has slashed down his thigh.
Yeah.
Well, Robert walks up to Foley, puts a hand on his shoulder, and heals however much damage he took. Just tell me how much that is so I know how much I have left.
That would be... That's math, hold on. 16.
16, so I'll heal for 15. Because I heal per 5.
No max heal for you. No max heal.
Well, I'm not going to waste one thing on 1 HP.
Yeah, but you're on a ship. You're good. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, they start up a huge bonfire, and I mean this is a huge boar, so they kind of need it to cook it down. But generally the crew busts out the rum and they start celebrating. Anyone gonna join the party?
I'm just gonna lay
Sorry,
out on
what?
the beach.
They're partying on the beach. What are you guys doing?
Oh.
Maxwell's
Robert's
gonna go
just going
get
to
his hand.
stare disapprovingly at them.
You've been on a ship for 4 months. And you're
Ooh,
gonna
No,
stare
parties
at
aren't
just-
allowed.
the party. No
Parties aren't allowed.
No parties. No parties in demon time.
Fuck joins the party.
Tier frowns on parties. You're not meant to be. You're not meant to be happy or have fun.
Fuck joins the party, but having bad memories of a certain bottle of whiskey, he refrains from drinking.
Hey, Thok, you should drink.
With disadvantage, you fail.
Oh. Damn.
Because
I will if you drink with me.
I don't drink. I really don't, but you really.
It's
Really
always
should.
the first time for anything.
Nah. As I said, I don't drink. I really don't drink.
you guys in your
That's
fucking
all. Really
deception.
alcoholic.
Alright. As the party kinda starts to die down, everyone returns to the ship, loads up, and by sunrise the next day, they're out the door. Well, you know what I mean. Ship's pulled up, pushed in with the tide, and they're off. The rest of the journey takes about a week. But soon you're sailing past very familiar shores, Maxwell. But in the distance, you see a giant storm looming on the horizon. Oh my god, why can't I play both? What the fudge? Whatever.
Castle.
Hold up. Okay, okay. Right, boom. The captain and the crew start to get a little bit worried, and they'll start to rush around. The tide kind of starts picking up, and you notice that it kind of feels like everything's being pulled towards that storm. The waves are all generally moving towards it. The ropes are all kind of billowing like the wind's blowing that way. And the pace of the ship begins to pick up. Now, I could show you guys pictures. Pictures, Charlie, pictures. Hold up.
And by very familiar shores, did you mean we're basically passing by the old castle?
Basically. You're not by the castle yet. You recognize that the eye of the storm is about where the castle would be.
Gotcha.
Oh, look at that. Stormy seas. As the waves kind of start to pick up, water begins to splash up on deck, soaking you guys to the bone. as the captain begins shouting orders to the crew. Get those tied down! Roll in the sails! He looks over at you, Maxwell, and says, Are you a good climber? I need someone up there to help loosen the rigging.
I'm on it.
Alright. He points up to some of the rope up on one of the masts that's just kind of flapping free. From your time on ships, you're like, yeah, that's fucked. It's on the center mast, so it's the biggest one and it has the most rigging, so it'll be a pretty easy climb for you. Please go ahead and roll me acrobatics. Actually, athletics. Oh, sorry.
Begins. That was 3 ones in a row if you look at it, because then with disadvantage
Yeah.
on the acrobatics, roll the 1, then 2.
Well, I'm just gonna use your acrobatics roll for the saving roll from that natural one. You start to pull yourself up, and you get about halfway up, and the wet rope just kind of slips from your grip. You begin to fall, but you're able to tumble backwards, and your feet catch onto the mast, and your boots just kind of skirt as they hold you in place. The wind's kind of blowing, so you're at a weird angle because it's like bending you, but you are no longer falling. Robert, the captain looks at you and goes, You're strong! I need you to hold this down while we tie it. And you look over and he's got a cannon that's kind of starting to slide across the deck. Aye! Grab it! Hold it! Roll me a dexterity save, please.
God. I didn't roll a 1 at least.
You kind of
Fuck.
jog over and I'm going to do that one. Yeah, you jog over and you're kind of slow about it, but you grab it. You end up having to drag it back across the deck to where they need to tie it down. But you do manage to grab it in time before it does any serious damage. They then ask you to hold it down for them. Roll me a strength save. Alright, yeah.
Strong!
As soon as you do get it into position, you're able to hold it as they begin to strap it down. Mr. Maxwell, as you
I'm
begin
just
to
gonna walk up the mess now.
Yeah, as you begin to walk up, you get up there and you start kind of moving your way over to the rope that's flying. Roll me a sleight of hand. Mr. Thock. You are
Present.
dragged out of your quote-unquote chambers by the sound of the waves hitting, splashing, and the fact that there's water, splashing through some of the makeshift patches, and it's getting you wet, and you're trying to take a nap.
What the hell is going on here? Get this ship from sinking.
Roll me an intimidation.
Doc, you should try fireballing the sea. Make it stop.
Getting me all awake
Alright, Maxwell,
and soaking wet.
as you tie off the rope, you look down and through the through the storm, you see the cabin door just like kick open, and Thok kind of comes out, his pet rock clutched close to him. His hood isn't on and he generally doesn't go without it being on as of late. So you can see the horns kind of protruding from his forehead a little bit. His hair, he's got a serious bedhead going on, and his face is just dripping water. He just, stop this ship from sinking! And as soon as he screams out, like, the crew just kind of, they just start running around. They're tying shit down. Everything's going good. Like, they're double timing at this point. Like, it's Captain Thok. Like, the other half orcs just kind of staring. Like, he feels like his authority is being undermined at this point. But I don't think, he doesn't really care.
The hell you looking at? Get back to work!
Doc, your horns are showing.
Snaps to it. He just turns around, starts, strapping back down the cannon with Robert. Maxwell, you managed to make your way back down the mast, and Robert, you finish strapping up the cannon, and all you guys are kind of gathered together as you see slowly rising up in front of you a gigantic wave, and you guys are riding up on top of it. Slowly, you almost see the sea disappear from in front of the ship. As
gods above.
You guys come down and crash down. The waves are huge at this point. You guys are getting tossed around. Each of you roll me a strength or dexterity, your choice.
Strong!
Strong as the mountain.
Nat 20!
I was one off a net 20, so...
Fuck you.
Alright, so both Thok and Robert just like grab onto a rope, and you're like, as you come down and you guys catch the first wave. Maxwell, you manage to just kind of plant your feet so they're gripping on as you just kind of duck into a little like surfer position, and you just kind of ride it out, and you're like this is your element. You got put on ships a lot, so you're kind of used to it, and growing up around Auric has made you rather fond of thunderstorms, actually. So this is kind of your element at this point. The waves crash around you though, and you see some of the crew members as they fly off. The captain, looks worriedly at them, but at this point the ship is just, you can hear the timbers just starting to creak. As the storm begins to pick up, the closer you get, the captain screams, "Aye! This is where it gets bad! But once we're past it, we should be alright. The bay's pretty calm." The weather's almost cutting out most of his speech, but you get the gist of it. As you get close, each of you roll me a perception.
Perception?
Yeah, perception.
Not gonna persuade.
Perception's not my thing.
So you just stare at your rock.
Yes.
Hey, you and that rock, fam.
We got a long history, man.
Yeah, you're completely focused at this point on just keeping a grip on your rock. You're like slowly tucking in your pocket, like you're trying to make sure that nothing happens to it. You don't lose your grip at all. Robert, you're just blind as bat. I mean, your vision has always been kind of fucked up growing up in the Underdark as it is as a human. But Storm is just not agreeing with you. Maxwell, on the other hand, you're able to pierce right through it, and you see the great castle of Khazad de Grimst emerging out of the storm. The giant dragon statue that once overlooked the docks has broken, and it has fallen directly in front of the great gates that opened up into the throne room, completely blocking it off. Ships are washed up on shore, the docks are torn asunder, and as you look around, you can see not only winged figures flying about, but shambling corpses moving around the docks, patrolling.
The demons have made this place their home.
As the storm begins to pick up, you realize that it's not just rain coming down at you. Snow is covering each of you. It's getting caught in your hair, sticking to your armor. Thok, your robes are actually beginning to freeze from the moisture. Your hair beginning to... You can actually hear like that kind of like tinkling as your hair begins to freeze. You guys swing up and you guys swing around. You barely miss one of the outcroppings from the docks as the ship catches a wave and it washes and it rises and it crashes down completely flipped over. Each of you roll me a dexterity save. Foley, you're at disadvantage.
Well, it's a good thing he rolled low anyway.
And yet I still rolled higher than both of you.
Yeah, mate, you have a 10 save mod compared to my 2.
I have a 6 save mod. Thank you very
No,
much.
you have a 6 mod. You have a 10 save mod.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Efficiency. Proficiency.
Alright, fortunately, you do roll high enough. You manage to grab onto Ledge, or to Thok, and just pull him by his robes to avoid a falling object as you and Robert tumble off the side and you fall into the water. Robert's slowly sinking. Well, Robert's actually sinking pretty quickly. He's in a lot of metal.
Robert flails in the water.
Roll me magic. Maxwell. Robert, you slowly begin to feel yourself actually rise up out of the water, and your face breaches, and you're rising up above the crashing waves. You're like, "Aah!" As you see Maxwell treading water, and Thok right beside him just sputtering, his hair just kind of messed up, and he's patting at his pocket. Just barely able to keep afloat. You guys notice that the ship around you is completely just gone. It was flipped over and it was smashed up against the docks. You can hear the screams of several of the crew members, and then you hear savage and sudden just and death wails of dying sailors. What are you guys gonna do? Robert, you can't really do anything at this point because you're just kind of free floating in the air. So Thok and Maxwell.
Well,
Kind of like
better them than us.
pushing into like the towards inland, towards ground.
Which way are you going? Basically, the area that you're in, like, yeah. The docks are here, and coming up along the side, there's basically a strait that leads into a bay area that you know leads to the trading capital and Idale, the nearby castle. Or, yeah. There's the other side of the strait. There's some area of woodlands that holds tribes of Urgles. Those are the savage warrior race that was brought over from Oryx's homeland.
Where are we?
You are like right there in the middle, like docks, about right there. Ships like crashed
To the
up
dock.
over here. You're heading straight towards the demon and undead infested docks.
I'm
Okay.
sure Robert would.
Straight to the
Okay,
dog.
Before I do that, actually, Robert, in shoulder pads, where would you like to go?
Robert, roll me
To-
perception.
Alright. I got 12.
Why do you suck?
You managed to hear Maxwell screaming out over the storm. Go ahead.
Shoulder pads, where would you like to go? Woods or demons and undead infested docks?
Demons and undead infested docks.
Thought as much. To the docks.
And he readies his hammer and shield.
Can I just kind of like magically fling him at one of the undead? Or like demons?
Yes,
You
do it.
can't see anything at this point, and you're too far away. You're about, I'd say, about 50 feet from the docks.
Oh, shit, I totally forgot to update what my Tears hammer does. Do you know what it's called? What it does?
It's +3 now. And at the start of each of your turns, you can decide to take that bonus and put it into your AC. So you can turn on the hammer.
Ah, sweet.
Or turn on the shield. Shink!
As Thok just starts swimming due to the demon-infested dogs, he's just thinking, I get to kill things, I get to kill things, I get to kill things.
Maxwell just wants
Roll
to go to the
me
castle.
strength and Maxwell, roll me a con save. Actually, yeah. Hold on real quick.
So on an off note, my sister just posted a video of her and my other sister dancing drunk to If You Want to Be My Lover.
If you
I
wanna
don't
be
need to
my
drunk to
lover.
dance to that.
Well, no, but they were drunk.
Alright, Ledge, you manage to just kind of your huge ass arms just pulling you towards the docks as Maxwell, you kind of tread water a little bit as best you can, making sure your eyes are locked on Robert as he floats along with you. Robert, you just kind of as you're being kind of pulled along by some unknown force. That face. You guys pull yourselves up onto the docks, and you guys see a group of shambling figures moving towards you as the temperature continues to drop. You're almost freezing now, like your jaw's fucking chattering, you're like, it's getting chilly. What do you guys
It's not that bad.
Robert
Oh.
fucking charges forwards to the shambling creatures.
Aren't you still floating?
Oh, am I?
It's up to Maxwell. He hasn't put
I
you down
throw
yet.
him at.
Alright, roll me a magic roll. Okay. Robert, you were launched at them. Full on. You got your... Pull out your hammer midair. Go ahead and roll me a swing with advantage.
Yo, I did a cool thing.
Alright. As you fly forward, you see 5 shambling figures coming at you, and you just aim at the center one. Just crack him with your hammer. His body goes flying backwards as you land and pull yourself up. You are now surrounded. Roll me initiative, everybody. Alright. Who's still in chat right
Are
now?
our characters on the map?
Oh, right.
picture?
You don't have them. Crap.
Yeah. Can't roll initiative well.
That's lame. I forgot about that. Fuck.
Fucking Windows 8.
I need to move my face. As well. Robert.
Oh, I just realized I'm not actually getting video from Foley.
No,
Should I be?
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, you should be.
Oh no. He's so handsome too. Definitely should be.
I'm only getting it from Drip.
Refresh.
Give me a second.
Refreshing.
I'm also refreshing.
Have to keep fucking moving, you guys. Alright, you guys are on the map. I'm using Elzran as a token for
How dare you?
their initiative.
I'm still not getting anything from Foley.
Weird.
Why? Weird.
Yeah, that is
Well,
weird.
you just can't see my sexy, sexy looks.
Well, I can see you through Drip stream.
Well, fuck you then.
Alright, so who is still in chat?
Oh.
No, I will not roll a magic.
Devin Brad just spent all of his fucking lions, like, holy shit.
Right? I saw that.
We're gonna use
Then
Omega.
up.
Omega is gonna be the initiative roll.
Is it scoreboard? To check how many monies you've got, to check who's got the most monies, that is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, baby.
leaderboard. Yeah, son.
Alright.
Curse app bot has the most, though.
Yeah. Curse that bot, #1 fan. Alright. Initiative has been rolled. Robert, you get another turn. But
I just lost all my lions, but now I have more. Huh.
Did I really roll that high on initiative? Jesus, I rolled a
Yeah.
20.
give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Alright.
Rolled a. God, so you really can't see my stuff on the thing? English?
No, I can't. It's weird. I'll even take a fucking screenshot of it if you want.
Do what?
To show that I can't see Foley's glorious face.
Oh, okay. stormy. I gotta put my hood on. It's also kind of chilly. Yeah,
God, this hood is so goddamn big.
let's get to it. And this is kind of testing to see how well I can do a descriptive battle type thing.
I'm still swimming doing this.
Yeah, you would be just climbing out of the water.
Yeah.
So yeah, Robert, it's your turn.
That's weird, Morty, that you're not receiving anything from me.
I know.
Ledge, are you getting anything from me?
Oh, I opened the wrong thing.
Like-
No.
Ledge, you're not either?
Nope.
Weird.
Odd. Only Drip can see my sweet, sweet face reactions then.
Sad. Gonna have to find a new way to do it then. Yay, cursed video chat. No, I'm just kidding. Join the dark side of the force, yeah. Morty, it's your turn. You currently
Oh, is
have,
it? Sweet.
you currently have 2 on your left, 2 on your right, 1 laying prone on its back right in front of you.
Well, I'm gonna hit the one right to my left.
Right to your left. You swing and you
Or is
miss. And you swing and you miss. Maxwell, unless Robert has anything else he's planning on doing.
Morty, fix the spelling in Tears Warhammer, please. Tires.
Tyrus.
Tyrus.
Warhammer.
I suppose there actually shouldn't be a apostrophe at all, but whatever. There, fuck you. Oh, it didn't update.
Tyrus.
There.
Tyrus. Tears. There you go.
And then you just use
Anyways, I'm gonna just
good
swim
rolls.
to the shore.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where the
swim.
hell is Elzran?
She is flying at this point. About 20 feet
Good job, El.
from shore.
Yeah, I'm gonna just swim to the shore.
You were already swimming. You already pulled yourself up, so you're good. You're starting this round on the docks.
Yes. I'm not in melee range. For
You were
once.
about 40 feet from the target. S apostrophe.
God. Where are all the enemies?
They are about 40 feet from you. 2 are on Robert's left, 2 are on Robert's right, and there's one that is directly in front of Robert on the ground that you can't see. Well, clearly.
I'm gonna shoot the one on the left that is close to Robert.
Alright, with both shots?
Both shots.
Both shots? Alright. The arrows fly in and just kind of arc over the one closest to you and just shink, shink, right to the one. Just kind of right through the shoulder, right through the neck, and it just kind of keeps moving forward on Robert.
Fight it.
Elzran, go ahead and do the roll. I should probably update her stats though. Yeah, she kind of swoops by. She tries to bite at it, but she misses as she flies up for another pass by.
Fly by.
Fly by. Yeah, so the 4 figures turn on Morty and hits. That one does not. And that one does not. So they all kind of shamble forward, and you realize that unlike most zombies, like, these ones are actually carrying weapons, like, and they look like, though they're shambling, like, they look like their motions are more controlled than a regular zombie. Their features are all covered in frost. You don't know if that's just from the storm, though, or not, but they're kind of... As they move forward, one of them launches at Robert, jumps on his back. Alright. His weapon just right into Robert, like right into the area of Robert's shoulders that are visible through his new armor. It does 5 points of damage total, as they don't pierce too deep through the chainmail. What's up? What's up?
Does Robert still have enormous shoulder pads with the new armor?
He has
Yes.
one enormous shoulder pad.
He still has the one enormous shoulder pad. That survived, but the actual, like, chain and plate portion of his mithril armor was all just fucking torn and ripped, and, like, it was to the point that, like, the metal was, like, stabbing him in the stomach and whatnot anytime he moved. So, had to
No, the
go.
most important part survived, though.
Yeah.
Shoulder pad.
The shoulder pad.
Good. Otherwise, his
Um,
nickname would be useless.
He, kind of tenses up, though, and as the other three move at him, he just kind of bashes away their weapons with his hammer. Thok, it is your turn. And the one on the ground kind of pulls itself up and starts to move back in.
How many of them would be in a 20 feet radius of Robert?
All of them. They're all, like, surrounding Robert.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna fireball. Nah, I'm going to cast a Hunger of Hadar on Robert. As I open the gateway into the dark, a spear of blackness and a bitter cold appears. Slurping noises just come out, and the area is now difficult terrain.
Alright, so, Robert, as soon as the blades pierce your shoulders, you block off the attacks, and then suddenly everything goes dark. You blink, and you open your eyes, and you just see darkness, but as you look over, you see two warm figures in the distance. One in the shape of a kind of thin, spindly human, and the other a hulking kind of figure. As you look back in front of you, you don't see anything but blackness. That's all you see. Please take 7 points of cold damage. No, 4, right? 4 is the initial, and then 7's on the resulting turn.
If you end your turn, yes.
Yeah,
If you
okay,
end your
so
turn
take
inside.
4 cold damage.
Alright, 4 cold damage.
And do the dex saving throws.
Oh. Dex saving throw.
Alright, so yeah, it would be 4 damage. And then it's the start of your turn.
The
My
dex
turn?
saving the dex saving throws are for everything that ends its turn. For the acid damage. Cannot dodge the cold damage.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, but he hasn't ended his turn yet, so...
Yeah, not yet.
But, yeah. I'll just use that for this turn. He'll take that 7 damage at the end of his turn unless he moves out.
Here, the area is also difficult terrain, so double your half your movement speed inside it.
So yeah, it's your turn, Robert. You are blinded, difficult terrain, and yeah.
Robert's just gonna take a few steps back. Gonna go backwards until he can see again.
He takes a few steps backwards, and he bumps into a figure that, stabs at his armor, and it just kind of, you feel the impact, but it doesn't pierce the actual plate, as the blade kind of off the side of it.
In retaliation to that, Robert's gonna hit it and roll a smite.
Alright, you do have disadvantage, but it still does hit. Go ahead and roll your smite damage.
It's 46, no, 48. 4012? Fuck, I don't know. I think it's 4012.
Alright, Maxwell and Thok, you just see in the darkness just one streak of light just swing backwards, and then a figure actually flies out of the darkness and lands on its back. It just kind of sits there for a second and then begins to scramble up. Maxwell, your turn.
Mentally, I'm like magically, I'm gonna make like a mental connection to Robert, so I can like talk to him telepathically. You know.
Roll magic.
Really?
Actually, no. Roll me intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you pass it. It succeeds.
Robert, there's something weird going on with these undead. They're not crumbling under your holy crap. Like, that one you just sent flying, it got back up immediately. Any idea what's going on?
Oh, and Robert, if you didn't already, take that 7 points of acid and 7 points of cold damage. Okay, I see. It's cold damage at the start of the turn, and then dex save for the acid damage at the end of the turn. Gotcha.
No, it's just cold damage when you do the spell, and then it's 7 cold damage, no rolls. You just take the 2d6 cold damage at the end of your turn, and then you do a dex saving throw to avoid, if you can avoid.
I'm
the
reading the
acid
spell
damage.
right now, and it says any creature that starts its turn in the area takes cold damage, but it might be the Grimoire. Anyway, keep going though. I'm just checking for my own knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
Anyways, okay, so there's just now like a whole like 20-foot radius of darkness,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes. And
And it's raining.
it's raining, and you
Raining
can hear
and
slurping
snowing.
noises inside.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me read an item description real quick. Please.
Yeah, it's cold damage, the 2d6, which was the 7, cold damage at the start of the turn, and the acid is at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
So,
What does dark vision do in 5e?
Yeah, no one. Okay.
They're all
Dark vision?
one. Somehow. Like, would it help me see through the rain and snow? That's what I'm wondering.
No, it would just be darkness.
Gotcha. Never mind then. I don't really like a perception to see what's around outside of the darkness area.
Yep. Go ahead.
Perception, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Which you nerfed so hard.
I did. I did, but that was
I like-
all that I could really nerf on you, sucker. You weako.
At least you didn't nerf my deception.
True. I actually did it a little bit, I think. By a few points.
Yeah. Wasn't as big of a nerf.
Sorry. Back.
Off in the distance past the dark blob, you see coming up like the docks that you guys are standing on is a figure, or 13 more shambling figures coming at you.
Guys, more of those weird zombies are coming towards us. These things aren't even going down.
Ledgebro,
Where's
please
that?
roll me a intelligence save.
Where's that one that Robert knocked out of the darkness now?
It's about 15 feet away from you.
I'm gonna just shoot it for now.
Both arrows just shink shink right into its back as it clambers up and charges back. Or actually, no, as you hit it, it clambers up and it turns around and its head just to look at you as its body then spins around, kind of like one of those like snap action fucking GI Joes, and just fucking charges straight at you. He jumps at you. Yeah, he would have enough movement speed. He jumps at you, and yep, he does hit. He brings down this frozen axe down at you.
Can I pop open my shield?
Yeah, I'll let you do that because you saw him coming at you at the end of your turn, so I'll allow that to be your final action on your turn. Shing, shing.
Sure.
So yeah, you would just barely, at that point then you would just tink, just barely knock it away. Mr. Robert. Oh shit.
It's synchronized all the way through.
What?
We have good synchronized drinking right there, by the way.
Alright. So, as you're kind of fumbling around in the darkness, Robert, you hear that mixed in with strange, like, sounds and shit. So, it's fucking chaos in there, but then suddenly you feel blows against your armor. None of them are really piercing, and then finally one just a blade right through the weak part of your armor and your stomach, just right into your side. Please take 6 points of damage.
I take 6 points of damage.
Yes.
Yep.
And fuck, it is your turn.
You can't buff in our game.
I know.
Otherwise, I would be buffing the crap out of me right now.
Ignoring what Mr. Maxwell said, that there's more coming in, thought himself, actually no, he's not ignoring, he turns around and starts to run at the oncoming skeletons and undead, throwing his javelin at the closest one, as in Sizzle-Drazzle. And how far are they? Can I make?
Wait, so you're attacking? You're charging at the ones past your Hunger of Hadar?
Yes.
Okay, so you charge through, and you just like you literally like catch the edge of the Hunger of Hadar, but it doesn't bother you. You just kind of like dip in. You just launch out of the shadow. And you throw your javelin. They're about 40 feet away.
Okay, so I can reclaim my Sizzle-Drazzle then by just running to it. So I recall it back to my hand.
Yeah, that's what you can do. Yeah, so the javelin flies out and like knocks one of the White Walkers down. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, it knocks him down, but as soon as you pull back the staff, you see it pulling itself back up and just moving in at the back end of the formation. God damn it. Fuck you, Foley.
I mean, we were.
Fuck you, Foley. Fuck you, Foley.
I was watching Game of
No, it's
Thrones.
because I read
alright?
your freaking message, and then it just... Anyway. Yeah, so is that your turn?
Morty, you never heard my voice in your head that I said because you were AFK, weren't you?
Yes.
Well, what I said to you was that these zombies aren't regular zombies. They're getting up, even after you smite them with your goddamn holy stuff. What should we do? This is all in your head, by the way, like you're hearing Maxwell's voice in your head.
Well, Robert shouts out in response to that, sever the limbs, break the skull.
Your mic freaked out there, so it was like all crackly and stuff, so it just sounded like you were like a rogue AI, just being like, kill the humans.
Kill the humans. Yeah, you're all robot-y. I don't know why, Morty.
Birding,
I
like, too much.
know it. My bird wouldn't do that, it's probably my internet.
Damn Australian internet.
Yeah.
That's also why you can't see my sexy face right now.
Probably.
Probably. You can actually, I don't know, that would cut off visual me too. Anyway. Yeah, so it is now Robert's turn. Please take 7 points of damage, Mr. Robert. Cold damage.
Cold
You
damage.
really get out of there.
Fuck that.
It's gonna die 2 sessions after.
My turn. Robert. What's the closest monster to Robert right now?
You can't see.
Well, where was the latest thing that he just beat to death?
It just stabbed you from behind.
Well, Robert's going to try to burn it with the dragon shield, just in a cone behind him.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 2, really? That's it? Alright. You turn around and you guys just see out of the edge of the Hunger of Hadar, just a spout of flame. Yeah. Robert, you don't even see the flame. You just know that it's going off because you feel the pressure and the heat from your shield. But, yeah.
Robert's gonna try to charge. Shield.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a strength check. Alright. You charge forward and you feel the weight of a figure on the end of your shield. And you kind of feel something hitting on your shoulder pad as you carry yourself out of the Hunger of Hadar. You just launch it as you hit the edge of the dock, just barely popping out of the darkness. And the figure flies off, sinking into the water.
Now that Robert is out of the Hunger of Hadar, is going to look around for the others.
You see to, yeah, it would be your left is Thok charging at a large figure of these zombies, and on your right you see Elizran slowly touching down right behind Maxwell, who's pushing off one of these creatures that's hitting his bracer.
I don't think I actually get any more attacks, but Robert is going to go towards Maxwell.
Alright, yeah, that'll be your next movement, or next turn. You would head that way. Maxwell, that leads into your turn.
Elzran sets this one on fire.
Go ahead and roll it. Elizran kind of like touches down, launches herself forward, grabs the figure that's hitting you, slams it down, and just she lets out a torrent of flame as the figure's just and it shrivels up and disappears into ash. She turns and snarls as she looks at the figures that are slowly stepping out of the Hunger of Hadar.
Shouting. Maxwell is shouting. Everyone, use fire on them. They won't survive that. And after saying that, hold on and let me check shit.
So I don't have to do anything special.
Nope.
Alright. As
Where's the closest one to me right now?
It would be popping out of the Hunger of Hadar, so about 15 feet away.
I charge it with my mace of green flame and Belgrind drawn. And attack it.
Alright, so you sprint forward and you smack at it with your mace and you cream it upside the skull, and the fire lashes out and it catches the wispy frozen hair alight as fire lashes at its face. And then you swing in, you catch it in the stomach with Belgrind, and its eyes, blue and shining, just kind of open wide, and it like grabs at you and like kind of claws at you in desperation as it slowly, like, it freezes from the impact point. It shatters into shards of ice. else? Shout anything? Nothing? You good?
Keep setting them on fire.
As you shout that out, a blow comes in from the side. Yep, both of those miss. And you dodge out of the way as a sword and then an axe cleaves at you, and the one to your left moves towards you. There's just one, but he's coming out of the Hunger of Hadar at you. Robert, one has emerged from behind you and swings at you. Gets an at 20. So please take 9 points of damage as an axe just right into your back, and you just and you shrug it off and spin around at the creature. As for Mr. Thuxamilion, the figures shamble forward a little bit. They get about 15 feet closer to you. Yeah. Now it's your turn, Mr. Thuck.
How close would the zombies be from each other, those figures?
They're all in about a 30 yard distance.
No, from each other. Are they like
Yeah,
packed
no,
5 feet, 10 feet?
Like, they're all in like a 30-foot gap together.
And how close would the second one be from the first one?
About 5 feet, probably, yeah.
Alright. Thug charges in, throwing his little wrestle at the closest one again. And does that hit or no?
No, it does not.
I'm back, but I fell out of my chair, so.
I saw that.
And as his little wrestle flies past, he recalls it to his hand as he charges in, and
Okay, you'll have one attack when you get in, yeah.
beats the shit out of the zombie or the figure with the great axe.
The great axe does hit. You kind of swing up and you catch it across the chest, leave it a huge gaping wound. But the creature, besides a little shriek of pain, doesn't seem to be hindered. Is that your turn? Anything else?
That's my turn.
Alright. Monsieur Roberts, your turn.
Robert turns to the creature that had attacked him, and he tries to take its legs out from under it with one swing of his warhammer.
You swing at it, but
And
you
if he
miss
misses-
as it kind of jumps back a little bit. Seems very agile for
And
a guy.
Robert's return to that is he's just going to swing back the other way, trying to catch it off guard. Try and catch its legs out.
Alright, you swing and you jump back and you just kind of reverse directions too quickly for it to react. You swing up, catch its legs out as it falls down, and slams down on its back.
And then Robert tries to, plant a foot on its chest, hold it down until it's next time.
Roll me strength. Alright. So you manage to hold it down and it misses its next turn. Maxwell, your turn.
Alright. Wasn't there one attacking me?
Yes. On your
Okay.
left.
I'm gonna attack it. Nat 20 again! Yes!
Once again, you swing in with your mace first, and this time you just boom right into its chest, flame splashing out along its frozen armor, just sweeping around it as fire kind of begins to engulf its figure. You bring Belgrind in, you stab in, and once again pierce its chest, and the same thing happens. The wound, begins to freeze, and as it explodes.
What did Doc do on his turn, by the way? I didn't hear.
He ran up, threw a javelin in, it missed, phased it back to his hand as he got there, and swung his great axe up.
So, like, how many are in front of him? Like, are 13 of them, 13 or so still in front of him?
Yeah. He actually, you literally saw him just kind of, throw the javelin in, and then, you see it appear in his hand, shift into the great axe, and he dives in, slashes at him, and that's about the last thing you see before they all kind of start to move in around him on this turn.
Elzran, that group over by Doc, set them aflame.
That just sounds like desperate rolling.
Nope, it was 13 different rolls. Fire kind of sweeps around them. Thok, roll me a dexterity save, please. So take half damage plus your fire resistance damage cut off of 20 damage. But Thok, as you're kind of surrounded by all these figures, you see overhead Elizran flying in. She's about the size of a large horse right now, about a war steed. She kind of swoops in, and her great maws just kind of open up, flame licking at her teeth, and then finally she just with a burst of flame, blue, sky blue fire just lights out and just sweeps along the crowd that you're centered in. The fire licks at your flesh, and though it doesn't do much, it kind of singes a little bit, but all the figures around you just kind of as they're caught in the fire and burn up in ash. But then one figure stands there looking at you. A large great axe caught down at its side. It tilts its head at you, looks up at the dragon as it flies off, and then charges at you with
I'll let you.
And its first attack goes completely wide as you just kind of bash it aside, and then second it brings it back up with a backhand. You just kind of duck under that. It's now your turn, Thok.
Being a sizzle drassel isn't much of help here. Thok goes for a different approach, letting out a level 5 Scorching Ray. So that's the second level, third, fourth, and fifth. All of these are aimed at that one with the great axe. That's the last one, right?
Yep, that you can see, at least. Because Robert's still fighting one, but he's got it pinned down.
So do any of those hit?
Well, I'm taking the collective average of the attacks. Yeah, they would hit. So yeah, the Scorching Rage kind of like blasts it in the chest, and as the fire kind of like eats away at its armor, it just kind of slowly steps forward, the armor kind of falling off, crumbling. The flame like licks at the flesh, burning it, but it doesn't seem to be kind of catching all the way, like the dragon fire seems to be.
Fire.
Anything else, Mr.
No, I don't have more than one action per turn. So
I know,
no.
just
Doc.
at this point, I don't know each class by heart, so I don't know what abilities
Yeah.
you might have picked up. If there's anything that it might be.
I yelled it. I yell that it seems only dragon fire is doing the trick.
I have other ways to kill him.
Robert, it is your turn.
Sorry, I've got fucking eyelash in my eye.
Right, an eyelash, not terrified, not weeping for Robert.
Am I still standing on top of the undead?
Yes, you are.
Robert's gonna take his hammer in both hands and start beating its fucking skull in until it breaks.
That's pretty metal.
You bring the hammer down on its face the first time, and its face kind of like caves in. You grip it again, raise it up, slam it down, and the second one just crushes its face completely, leaving it like actually detached from its neck.
Robert then gets up. And that is the end of his turn.
Alright, Maxwell, your turn.
I am going to Misty step forward towards Doc and then, so like 30 feet forward, cast Dispel.
Okay. You kind of, as the second creature dies in front of you, you look over, you see Thok, you guys shout out a little bit, and you go, "I've got a way to kill him," and you just kind of, at that point, you just turn on the spot, your cloak flapping out behind you as you just on the spot and appear on the other side of his spell and start moving toward him. You're about 10 feet away from the creature.
Well, I charge it then.
Alright.
No nat 20s. This makes me sad.
Alright, as the figure
You're all over luck.
continues to move towards Thok, you charge up, and you switched it up, so you got your sword in your main hand, your mace in the offhand. You just charge up and you kind of like stab it through the back, and as you kind of like, you smack it upside the head with your mace. But as you're doing that, the wound is already crystallizing and forming, and just, once again it explodes.
So it's dead?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So, Thok, you just see the figure like, and it turns like, there's a little sky blue sword kind of like poking out of its chest, and you see like ice just crystallizing from the wound, and it spreads rapidly across the figure until it covers it entirely and explodes in shrapnel of ice.
Maxwell's just standing on the other side with a shit-eating grin on his face. See? Told you I had another way to kill them.
Seems so.
Are there any left? Anywhere?
Not
No.
that I can see.
You're also a blind bat. Elzran, do you see any of them?
Robert, as you turn away from the figure and you start to head towards your allies who are now just standing there talking at this point, you hear behind you, tink, tink, and you turn around just in time to see the headless figure just rising up, and it just turns around, looks at you, and it swings its weapon at you again, missing as you dodge backwards. It is now Fox's turn.
How far would that skeleton be?
About
Or
35 feet.
and okay, still have 2 level 5 spells to go. Frustratingly, Fox sends out the fireball at the last one.
want this.
Robert, roll me a dex save, please.
Oh, that's a lot of fire damage, actually.
It is.
Oh!
Ooh.
Ouch.
Robert, you're blasted backwards as you take, what is that, 43 points of fire damage?
43.
As you just see coming from over your shoulder an arc of spell energy just impacting with the creature, and it sends it flying off into the water. Almost like creating a secondary fireball as its corpse just flies off.
It's good.
Robert blusters as he's almost set the flame, turning and glaring at Brock. Do you mind? I could have dealt with that easily enough.
You obviously couldn't be fair to other guards. You bashed its skull in and it still kept coming for you, so I think you needed a little help. Just a little bit. The fireball was only good, but still.
Ugh.
Doc was just
Oh, by the
angry
way,
he
Morty,
couldn't-
you got those items I just sent you. Foley, you got these two. And then I'll send it to you on Discord Ledge.
Oh yeah, did the last skeleton die?
The one that you hit with the fireball, it was sent off in a
Yeah.
fiery torrent into the water.
So no, he's not dead.
Yeah, that's what it's marked fully. It's belly up brew. You would have to figure that out at a later time, fully, when you're not currently being pressed in. You guys look around, and as the hunger of Hadar fades, you realize that all the corpses are burnt up or destroyed. But as you look off in the distance from the gateway to the castle, you see a large force as you just hear. A large force of these creatures just slowly start to march out. They're well beyond your counting. Like, you can't tell exactly how many there are.
Oh. I think it might be time to retreat.
Elizran speaks up in your mind. It's probably the best idea you've had all day. Everybody, climb on.
Good ideas.
I can't fly far, but I can get us to safety.
I had good ideas.
Do you guys all climb onto her back?
Yeah. Most of my ideas are good, though. What do you mean I don't have good ideas?
Tail. That's all she says as, Thok, Robert, are you climbing on the dragon's back?
Damn it.
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah. Alright.
On a mithril tail, I'll hit you like a mithril tail.
She just kind of ignores you as her wings spread out. She kind of strains under the weight of all these figures, which finally takes to the air. And though she can't get very high, and she seems more like just trying to keep herself aloft, she flies out over the water. At this point, Maxwell, your eyesight kind of shimmers a little bit, and it goes black. And then suddenly, like, you're opening your eyes for the first time, new vision appears. It's sky blue, and then it's purple, and then it's yellow, and then it's green. But everything is in such detail, like, you can see a squirrel running up a tree on the beach across the bay, you know. You can see a fish darting under the water. You can see a figure up on the wall of the castle just staring at you as you fly off. You see it, and the vision kind of fades. And then you're back to your normal vision. A kind of smug feeling from Elizran. You guys fly for about 10 minutes. The storm pushing you guys this way and that before you finally land on the other side of the bay. The storm seems to not be affecting this area as much, but it's one of those, like, almost like you can see the storm like 10 feet away from you, but where you're standing it's just kind of a light drizzle. The kind of sound of the storm is almost like off in the distance at this point. As you guys get settled in and you look around, Maxwell, you would recognize these are the Urgle Woods. About 100 feet into the tree line, you will find, if it's still there, an Urgle village that was dedicated to the tribe that brought forth the first Urgle Dragon Rider. Elizran kind of speaks up in your head and goes, I can't carry you any further. We'll have to go on foot from here. You know the way to Idale, correct?
Yeah, I do. I remember it.
And that is where we must go. Kind of a flash in your mind of Idale Castle, as you see it, and then you kind of mentally just remember the pathway to the docks is straight through the Urgle village. You'll actually pass by a large battle arena on the way to the docks. The docks will head straight up to the castle. Oh no, I dropped my die 4 in my balls. On that note, though, real quick, we're going to take a quick break. Yeah. Oh, Foley's already fucking yeah, I'll be right back. And you guys get to check out my new Be Right Back screen, which is terrible. It's terrible.
I'm back.
Yeah, well, no one wanted you to be back. Fuck off.
Ouch. Man, look at the "Be Right Back" screen. That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I see it. It's cool.
Look at Maxwell looking cool. Yeah, Vizendale is really an asshole. You are correct, Killer.
Do you want to fucking go, cunt?
Fuck you, let's go, mate! 1v1 me, Rust. Intervention, quickscopes only.
How about I go over there and I beat your fucking face in?
How would I go over and fuck your bitch? Morty, Drip and I are
What?
still going to drag you to America one day.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to
Can't
bring
wait.
you across the wall.
Oh wow, we have 7 people watching. Fuck.
That's actually pretty good.
That isn't pretty good.
Earlier it was actually 10 and I was really surprised. Wait, right now it's 9. Well,
Is this 7 on my screen?
7 because bots.
How about you kiss me instead, Omega?
What? Hey. We're still alive, you know, they like can hear us.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have said it if she couldn't have heard.
You're not supposed to say that word, though.
What? Make out.
I might have misheard it then. Never mind.
I said Omega.
Omega. Okay. I totally thought you said the other one.
Oh, the other one that we're not allowed to say.
Yes. I was like, what? No. By the way, look at that file size down there at the bottom. 540.8 kilobytes. That's a massive file.
Yeah. Fuck,
So what
I've
do you
still
think
got an
was-
eyelash in my eye.
Oh my god, the Monty Python music! Yeah, I don't know, Morty's mic is cutting out sometimes.
I'm gurgling.
Stop gurgling on my dick.
Alright, how's this, losers?
That is actually much better.
That's
Let's always blame Ledge.
Yeah, blame Ledge.
Anyways, time for some Titanfall.
Titanfall. I wish I was playing Titanfall.
Why,
Why do
wow.
we have so many moderators?
There's only 3 of us right now. And Drip.
Oh, there is.
Yeah. There's you, me, and Omnia.
Oh, alright. Fair enough.
They did not say, we did not say the N-word, Drip.
No, I said,
I really hope he didn't say
Omega. I said Omega and he misheard me.
Yeah, it sounded like you said. I was just like,
Yeah.
what? No.
Because Omega said kiss, kiss, and I said, how about you kiss me, Omega? and
it's
Yeah,
like-
I get you. Amulet of blah blah. What the fuck? What the fuck? This music is fucking lit though.
do 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 do.
Aight. Where were we? Should probably shut the be right back thing off. And we're back. I gotta move Morty again. Bada boom. I want Legibro to be more visible. Okay, gotta move Foley up. Gotta move Leggy down. Me to the side. Bada boom. Now I'm cooler than all y'all. Can I make myself bigger? I wanna make myself bigger.
You aren't cooler than anyone.
Fuck you. Cut.
You fuck you.
You know what? Now you're out of the picture. You're behind the initiative rolls. Alright. So, you guys just made it out of the
Ugh. I still can't fucking see Foley.
Weird. I don't know why I can see Foley. Foley in his beautiful manliness. Anyway, you guys made it out of the hellhole
at the
that...
top.
What?
Sorry, I was responding to Omnia and chat. But now that we're starting again, I will stop responding to people in chat.
Yeah, naughty boy. You can type. I'm just gonna put
I'm
you in
playing
charge
type.
of talking to my chat people.
Foley
I
actually
can't
is
pay attention to
quite handsome. Like, I can't deny that.
Yeah, like I really don't get why he says he's ugly. Like
Meanwhile, I
Omega. Let's be completely
Yeah,
honest.
Omega. Like,
Omega. It isn't fully like super smooch worthy. Like
yeah.
yeah, Killer even agrees. He's like, yeah, Foley is handsome son bitch.
That hair is nice. Like, just keep it like
Yeah,
that. You don't even have to style it.
I'll be honest.
Your greasy, gross hair is nice.
I'll be honest. Like, though I do love a long mane of hair on a man, I actually prefer your hair like that. I prefer the Hobbit cut. Like, you make a very good Hobbit, Mr. Foley.
Smash or pass, Mega? Would you fuck Foley?
And no one in my town wants to.
Well, it's because you're in fucking Wisconsin.
Town of 30,000 people, and I had one girlfriend.
See,
And that was it.
see, it's Wisconsin, okay? The only people that women date in Wisconsin are people that they know can get them the fuck out of Wisconsin.
I can get people out of Wisconsin. I'm joining the military.
Yeah, but not yet. You would have to marry them, and that's complicated. See, that, and then it's like, see, they get out of Wisconsin and they can just ditch the dude. You know,
Yeah.
if they have to marry a guy in the military, and then that just looks bad, makes them look like bad. You know, long.
Dude, this is why I'm just gonna be single for life.
I will tell you this, Foley. Don't have a girlfriend when you go into boot camp.
Fuck no. What do you think? I'm dumb?
All right.
Man, I've seen Jarhead.
I don't watch
You
movies, but
fucking
I know how it is.
Australian. All right, are we ready to get back into this?
Exiting Titanfall.
Yeah, noob. I saw you playing your game. Can't hide that shit.
Well, duh, I can't.
Anyway.
Don't answer what? Oh, right.
You guys guys made it out of that hellhole that was the docks of Kazad de Grimst.
I was the only one to get a kill.
Nope, Thok did.
Only Analja. He shot him into the water. It doesn't count.
Yeah, but he did fireball him like to the face, and I'll give him
Oh.
that. His fell energy in that fire damage. It was impressive. It was impressive.
Yeah, well, you know what that fell energy did to me?
Fucked.
Because
you
I don't have my
up.
Yeah, I don't have my mithril playmail anymore. I take full damage from it now instead of half damage.
But you did have your dragon shield out.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if that actually does anything.
It's 10% fire resistance. Yeah, 10%. So,
You never told me that.
I fucking did. You never write this shit down.
Check my inventory. I've got lots of shit written.
Okay, real quick, before we get into this, just to prove to the world that Morty doesn't write this shit down, there are 2 amulets that are like almost matching in the magic items book. One for good, one for evil. I made sure I gave one to Thok and one to Robert. Made sure I told both of them. Mr. Robert said he didn't have it. I know he did, because at first I thought I homebrewed him, like, no, I didn't. And I looked back, I was like, no, totally did. Totally even gave him the shit. You don't write shit down.
I do have it written now. It's just called the Amulet of Blah Blah right now.
I know. I wrote it in there. Well, I didn't write it. I told you to write it in there.
Like a drip, you've seen my inventory. It's just a mess.
Yeah, Foley writes everything down. Foley's like, I picked up 2 leaves and a twig the other day.
Like, my inventory is so goddamn full. I'm just like, what can I just get rid of? This is my problem when I play games. Like, if there's anything that might be remotely useful, I'm gonna grab it.
Hello,
Fucking
failed marksman.
Kakarot.
And, alright, final thing before we do get back into this. Killer _R98 just called you guys out. He said, you should watch the group that plays on Wednesdays. They're much better than these plebs. So, I hope you all are ready to buff up a shit ton of enemies on Wednesday.
I actually get out of work early on Wednesday, so I can watch this stream and mess with you guys. It's gonna be fun.
Anyway, now we do get back into it.
Bag of holding, or as I like to call it, my scrotum.
That was a good one.
Fuck it, it made Drip silent.
I shouldn't laugh at it. I shouldn't. It was terrible. Terrible. It was horrible.
What's horrible? Coral?
Horrible.
That kills people.
Spooky.
Spooky, scary, scary. Okay, I'm getting into memes.
Who is Veiled Marksman? Is this a newbie?
No,
He's-
Veiled is from Mars' stream.
He's from Mars' stream. But I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest with you guys. He sounds like Papa Dirk.
Papa Dirk. Man, we should get
Grandpa
Papa Dirk in our
Dirk.
games.
Dude, I know.
Grandpa Dirk.
Papa Dirk.
Yeah, Devin Brad, really? I have big testicles. Do you want to fight?
Alright, let's get into this. Yeah, you guys made it to the other side. Foley, that's on you. You got the directions, boyo.
We go.
Village, past the Coliseum, through the docks, get to the castle. It's like Dora the Explorer, guys.
Thanks for following, Veiled Marksman.
Thank
But,
you
see,
for
the problem-
following.
That's the max. Do you think I'm a suitable leader? Because I really am the best out of us all, but still.
It's your ballgame right now. You're in charge. Thok's gonna be
Okay,
in
so-
charge a lot coming up because he's Mr. Demon Man. Morty had his shot being in charge for the first general half of it.
Right, so we gotta go through a village of people. They're kind of savage, so just a warning. Don't piss them off if they're alive still. Or not demonified. Let's go! Off to the village.
I love how they're just always silent. They're just like,
They never want to talk to me!
they talk to
Like,
each other.
no
They
one-
argue with each other. They never talk to you.
Like, I get ignored. That's why I have Ella's rant, so I can just talk to her.
Omega, I actually don't know how to do that with Revlo. I would have to figure it out. I think I would have to do it through a separate system. Via Donate for Lions. I'm not sure if I want to, but, I mean, it is money. I can't really...
Shit, yeah, money's not gonna go right.
Oh, now he talks!
Fuck you, Morty.
Yeah, sorry, I'm jerking off, like, constantly. Sometimes I just need to...
Mr. Ledge is
Yeah,
here,
my
right?
mic. I guess not.
Oh, I guess not.
Apparently not. I'm gonna eat my donut.
Nom nom.
Yes, let us watch you eat your donut on cam. Stuff your face, you dirty slut.
I almost fell.
Yeah, I guess we're
turned into
waiting on
social-
Ledge.
Good night, Veiled Marksman.
Oh, okay. There he is. There he is. Good night, Mr. Veiled Marksman.
What is your
Why?
donut's flavor, Foley?
Blueberry.
Okay, if we got Ledge back, let's get in on this. So, you guys must go through a village of savage folks.
Smite them all.
Follow me.
You guys enter the tree line, and... Are you wanting to bail out, Mr. Ledge?
No.
No? Okay.
We need more coffee.
Gotcha, okay. So yeah, you guys enter the tree line, and as soon as you do, it's almost like you entered a new world. Like, this land, for where you just were with a giant thunder snowstorm, it's almost tropical. Like, the underbrush and all that, tropic plants, trees, they're becoming more tropical, and you slowly enter it, and before you see a large wooden wall. And on the other side you hear the clanking of metal, stomping of boots, and the occasional grunt, and off in the distance just and it just
That's racist.
I wonder if they have any music that'd be good for that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. As far as you guys can see, this side of the wall is inaccessible. I mean, Foley could probably, or Maxwell could probably climb up and with his spider boots, but the rest of you guys would have a very hard time getting over it.
Excuse me.
Do I know any way into this?
Oh
village?
yeah, and Thok would too. I forgot you have spider boots.
Yeah.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I didn't give it to you. Santa did.
Santa exists. Don't question it.
Santa exists. Gave spider boots.
Santa gave me a nice amulet that I always forget what it does. I think it's something with my deception. And that's why I have a ridiculously high Yup, it is why I have a ridiculous deception. It's just jamming out over there.
Sorry. They had the Wolf of Wall Street chest thump song. The yeah. Nope. Nope. Anyway, keep going. Sorry. What are you guys doing? What's the plan?
So do I know like any way into this village thanks to my time around the castle?
You know that if you go to the left or the right and just follow the wall around, either side will lead to one of the entrances.
Come on, guys. I know a way in. And I take them to one of the entrances. The left one. Because good adventurers always go left. I think.
Alright, as you walk up on the left-hand side of the walls, you see above you that one of the trees has grown exceptionally large. Like, canopy-style tree, like, huge fucking leaves and all that. And you can actually see stairs carved into the side, winding around it, leading up to a small entrance at the very base of the leaves. As you move into the camp, several of these large hulking figures turn and look at you. Many of them have curling ram's horns on their head, and they're large. Like Thok, even with his increased height, he's about 8.5 feet tall. Vody, wake up.
I'm here.
Falling asleep. I can see you.
I'm not falling asleep. I need to show energy drinks already.
Anyway, they stand about 10, 11 feet tall. Their muscles just bulging out. They wear generally like hide armors, and they all carry large axes and such on their backs. The rest of the tribe are smaller, not by much, about 2 feet. Horns not as big, but they all generally seem full grown. Like, there don't seem to be any children around. Maxwell, for you, this is a bit different, because this, like, for savage people, like, you've seen them at their most, relaxed and at peace. So this is normally, like, a peaceful village. Like, it's overseen by a dragon rider, so they don't really go to war as much as their kin and whatnot, but they're all prepared for war. So you could definitely get that the emotions of the area have changed in the time since you've been gone. They all kind of look at you and they all tilt their heads. Some of them go for their weapons and they get ready.
Oh, hey guys. I know some of you, I'm pretty sure. You've probably seen me around a few times, right? Right?
Kinda
Remember?
look you over and they grunt in their native tongue and then look back at you. Go, Goroshiu! And they turn around and they kind of gesture up to the tree above you.
Alright. Let's go up the tree.
As you guys climb up the stairs of the tree, you hear a soft kind of inhale of breath and then kind of an outward snore. Yeah, talk, you losers. You hear kind of outward snore, as you could tell there's a large creature in there. As you step inside, you see sitting over a desk, which is extremely strange for a treehouse in, you know, a savage village, is a hulking figure. You could tell that he was one of the larger of these races. He was one of the larger of the races that God damn it. Now I'm paying attention to your chat. Anyway, before he became a dragon rider, and he's just kind of grown a little bit in height. His ears, unlike the rounded ones under the horns of his kin, are pointed. They kind of taper to a point. Not as much as an elf, but more akin to like a half-elf. And he has on his back a two-handed sword that is just emerald green, similar to Belgrand, how it's sky blue. In the corner you notice a huge dragon, about the size that Sardonyx was when you all saw her, so pretty big, curled up in the like boughs of the tree. Most of his size though comes from his sheer girth. He's not fat, but he's just rather, he's big boned. Okay. The figure over the desk who's scribbling away doesn't seem to notice you.
Real quick, have you sent me info on this one? On this Dragon Rider? Or no?
You haven't met him personally, so you don't really know much about him. You just know that he's one of Oryx's apprentices. The most you really know about him is that when he first arrived to become Oryx's apprentice, they didn't know who Oryx was, so they saw Sardonyx in the sky, took it as a challenge, because, remember, he was a savage person before he became a dragon rider. You know, they took it as a challenge, like, hey, that's a dragon we can take down, and they charged at her, and she swiftly put his dragon down, and then, him and Oryx wrestled each other in an epic duel, and Oryx ended up pinning him down by his horns, and basically becoming his master that way. So, you've basically heard those stories, but that's about it. You know his name is Garrosh.
Garrosh.
That was Scream.
No, it's not. He's
Shut up,
not an orc.
Me orc.
Not that kind of orc.
Zug zug.
Double.
Anyway, what do you guys
Something
do?
need doing.
Anyways,
I say we kill them.
shut up, Doc.
At
Do
that,
you
he
speak
turns around and looks and grabs his sword, pulls it out, and goes, "Who dares trespass?"
Well, now we're discovered. Thok pulls out his little drassel and just charges us.
Doc!
Alright. Roll an attack.
Oh, magic is falling.
He's deciding what weapon to use. He's just like... Alright. So, as you charge in, your first slash comes down, and you think it hits him, but suddenly he's a couple inches to the side. And then the second hit, you just kind of enraged that you missed him. You swing at his center, trying to just slice him in half, and he just literally just tink. That just pissed you off more. So as the axe comes back, you just bring it up over your head, and just swing down on him, and he brings his sword up, catches it, throws it back. And at this point, as you're caught off balance, a giant claw just grabs you and slams you down into the ground, and you're pinned. Just at that, the Urgle just kind of puts his blade at your throat and goes, "Boy, I hope you don't know who I am."
Grosh, please don't kill him. We need him. Need him alive.
You're Oryx boy. Maxwell, right?
Yeah?
Barone, let him up. He tries it again, I kill you all. What brings you back here?
Doc, don't do it again.
No promises.
Doc. Robert, shoulder pads. Make sure he doesn't do it again, please.
Yeah, I will.
Thanks. To be honest, we were called back.
I,
I don't know why.
King Kane, is calling all of the Oryx agents back. I don't see what for. We're losing this fight. They've got me stationed here still, holding the front lines. Fortunately, with everything that's been going on, it seems the gods are on our side. That storm, it's battling the blizzard that's coming. It's keeping it back. We don't know how. But for now, we hold while we can. We're forging new weapons to fight the White Walkers. And the demons.
Wait, is that what those sound are?
Aye, if you've not heard of them yet.
I've been traveling the Underdark mostly.
They come from the lands of Westeros. A plague brought upon by dark magic. With them, they bring a blizzard, a winter so cold, few can survive it. And those who do generally end up puppets in their army.
So they're zombies of... They're ice zombies.
Smarter, faster, more deadly, and a lot harder to kill.
Intelligent. I've noticed that. Fire is coming. Damn it! Fire is useful.
Dragonfire, yes, but also Valyrian steel. My rider weapon, it can kill them.
So can mine. But it's made out of some meteor. I don't think it's made out of whatever steel you mentioned.
At this point, Elizran kind of comes swooping in through what you notice is an opening up top since she couldn't fit through the door. He looks up and then looks to you as you pull out your blade. Ah! puts it back on his back, walks over, picks you up in a hug, and just, welcome to the clan, brother.
Thanks.
He then walks over and he kind of strokes Elizran's face and her neck, and unlike how she reacts to you, where she's kind of like sketchy and she's kind of always mean to you, she kind of like curls into his giant hand and is like a giant cat and just allows him to stroke him. As you realize that they're having a mental conversation without you. At that, he all of a sudden he kind of like looks around her, looks at her tail, and then looks at you and goes, "Oh boy, you better fix that soon." So, if you were called back, you need to head up to Idale. You've got free passing through the lands. Don't you worry. I'll send a couple of my guards with you. Make sure you're escorted safely. Best of luck, Maxwell. Kazatukatun. He says in Dwarven, basically, best wishes, travel well.
My thanks.
As you guys turn, you leave, and at the bottom, you hear, "Get these boys safely to the King of Tracade." At that, a couple guards shamble over. "My name Ruktuk. That's Garvon. Come with us. We know the quickest way through the forest." They guide you through the forest. And up along a road that, as the trees break, you see a giant, almost Colosseum-like structure on the left-hand side of the road. Maxwell, you recognize this as the Great War Colosseum. This was one of the solutions to war that the writers tried, which was all the empires, nations send their best warriors, and, they fight it out in the arena, basically the Olympics. As you pass by it, you notice that what was formerly a gleaming, epic, looking structure dedicated to blood sport and just fun is now being used as a refugee camp. It's a giant tent city outside, and you can see inside that there's plenty more refugees. It seems like everyone from the surrounding areas are generally holed up here. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people. As you guys move across, you come to a bridge that's currently locked in an up position. There's a large gap. The Urgles walk up, they raise their axes, they hail the other side, and slowly the bridge slowly begins to down into position as you guys cross along it. You enter what was formerly the trade metropolis of Pinch Bay, is now being used to craft warships and basically all the necessities for naval war. Everything has been transferred over, and basically trade has come to a dead stop at this point. You guys follow the path up, and you get your first glance at Idale Castle through the large trees. You see several gigantic spires reaching up into the clouds. Some of them are almost hovering where they are through magical means. Suddenly you can hear a large crowd as you approach. It doesn't sound angry. It doesn't sound excited. You can honestly hear a lot of sobbing and weeping. Sorry. Give me a sec. You guys hear a lot of weeping and a lot of crying as you approach the gates. You see 2 guards posted there in the regal armaments of Dracane that are striking navy blue with silver linings of a dragon's head in orange fire. They cross their halberds in front of you, and they speak to the Urgles in their native tongue, and then they lift them up and say, "Be respectful. There's a funeral underway." As you
Who
guys...
died?
He looks over at you and goes, "Did you not hear? The Emperor has fallen, as has Sardonyx."
Maxwell just doesn't speak anymore.
At that point, you guys kind of step through. Maxwell, yeah, he goes completely silent. This is a lot to take in. As you guys step through the gates, you can hear rising up a deep baritone. Right in the middle of a song that you're catching the end of. "Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it fell unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all." As you guys come around a corner and you see the funeral stretched out ahead of you, a dwarven figure with a fiery red beard and his hair cut short on the sides and pulled up in a ponytail, fiery as well. He's weeping over a casket. Large statue of a dragon adorning this said casket. A general uprising of cries and wails fills the entire area, and it kind of echoes as you guys realize that you are in the center of all these towers, so it's just rising up. Yeah. Robert, Thock, what's your plan? You guys realize that at this point, Maxwell has kind of fallen back a lot, and he's fallen into the crowd a little bit.
Robert's gonna try and grab Maxwell and keep him from falling too far behind.
You kind of just drag him along as you pull him But you guys kind of push your way to the front of the crowd. At first, you guys get a lot of looks of disgust as you guys are literally just walking up the aisle of the funeral. But then they turn to like kind of awe as they see Ellis Rand walking through behind you guys. You're noticing that she's standing extremely tall and proud, like almost like parade stance type thing. As she looks around, there's a couple murmurs of people around you, and then you guys see perched up off to the side. There's 3 figures, actually 4 figures. Sorry, sitting on thrones. In the center, there are 2 thrones. One is purple and gold. One is blue and silver. On the left of the purple one is one made of gold and red adornments and whatnot. And on the far right-hand side, on the right-hand side of the blue one, is the throne is actually made out of brown wood. And it doesn't have like cloth or anything. There's actually leaves on the edges of the seat and whatnot as all the cushioning. In each of these seats, in the purple one you see a woman with fiery red hair, similar to the dwarf that is weeping over the casket. It's shaved in the same style, pulled back in a ponytail. She wears a crown upon her head, and her eyes are red, cheeks are red. She's been crying a lot. Next to her is a man in the blue throne. Is a man with a rather bushy beard, long brown hair, almost like Aragorn style, at the end of Lord of the Rings kind of thing. He's got the crown on his head. The same adornments that the guards at the gate were wearing are upon his chest. His eyes are red, but his face is just kind of stony. On his side, in the leafy chair, is a strange-looking elf. It's kind of taller and more lanky than any elf you've seen before, and its skin almost doesn't look like skin. It almost looks bark-like. And then on the far side in the red throne is a man that's not a man. Like, he looks human from all things that you can tell, but he is bigger than even the Urgle Dragon Rider that you just met. His muscles are bulging out of what seems to be the best ceremonial wear that he has. On his side is actually a giant red greatsword, but when you look at it, like, in his hands, like, even with his giant meaty hands, like, there's still room on the hilt for another hand. So it's like that's how big and just like gigantic this sword is. Like, it looks like it's about the blade itself is about 8 feet long. So it's gigantic. His throne is kind of like off to the side since he does have a larger figure, and he kind of like spills over it. As soon as you guys are spotted by these 4 figures, the man in the blue throne stands up and looks at Ellis Rand, and for the first time you guys see above them 3 dragons that are sitting there. One red, one green, and one dark blue. All rather large. The green one, it isn't so much large as is long. It's kind of more almost like a Chinese dragon looking, but it's still got the wings and the legs of similar to the rest of them. It's just that long type thing, kind of curled up on the tower rises behind them. Foley, you can sense the energy in the air that there's quite a few mental conversations going on at this point.
Gotcha.
At that, the man points at you guys, and kind of a few guards kind of walk over and just kind of grab you all and shuffle you up towards the podium that they're all standing on. What are y'all doing? Just gonna go with it?
Robert's going to stare at them like they're fucking mad.
How about you, Thok? What are you doing?
Thok starts to thump his chest.
You just start pounding on your chest.
Wolf of Wall Street style.
Okay, well, Wall Street style. At this point, it's almost picked up in the audience. Like, a couple of the dwarves near you guys look over, and they look him up and down, and then they look back up at the weeping dwarf ahead of them, and they just, ooh, ooh. I'm actually gonna put that shit on. Oh, it's happening.
Maxwell's just gonna, like, bow to them. God damn. Spells that
So yeah, they all kind of pick up the beat, and it spreads out through the audience until the point that Foley, Maxwell even hears. Oh my God, this is a mix.
This is a mix.
All of a sudden, dance party at the funeral. I'm gonna add that to the new AFK. That's some of the new AFK music. Yeah, so it spreads out through the crowd, and literally, like, it gets to the point, like, as it's slowly starting to rise up through the crowd, Foley, Maxwell even hears, Elizran just kind of, her growling. And then you hear it actually echoed by the 3 gigantic dragons above you. The man in the red throne actually, like, stands up and rah! Rah! And they all get into it. So this giant funeral rises up from what used to be the weeping cries of, this emperor's followers, his faithful and all that, to now it is turned into his wake. As soon as it erupts, dwarves shuffle out, kegs of ale coming out, and they just breaking off the stoppers, ale's flowing into the streets. People are getting under. Party's actually started at this point. Thok just started a party. Well fucking done.
Hey.
50,000 XP for Thok.
take the lead.
A two level advantage.
At this point, the king in front of you is kind of given up, though he does kind of smirk a bit at the celebration. I should probably move you guys. I actually don't have a picture of this one. Okay. Yeah, he just kind of jumps down off the podium and strides over to you. You see a hand and a half sword at his hip in a blue scabbard. He walks over. Aye. You're Maxwell, ain't you? Oric spoke highly of you. He looks...
Really?
Aye. He always had a great faith in you. I assume she's yours, then.
She is? Kind of.
Well, I guess that is one thing you learn. They don't belong to us. We belong to them. We're not dragon riders. They just allow us to tag along. Anyway, we haven't formally met. I'm King Pyramus, and acting Emperor in Oric's stead. He looks down and... We must talk, especially if you're a dragon rider now. I was planning on asking you to go on a mission for me. It might be a bit more difficult with your dragon, but hopefully we'll be able to do this. If we do, we'll ensure that King Oric's sacrifice, it wasn't in vain. Come with me. He turns around and he walks off. If you all follow, if you guys don't, let me know. You guys follow him down or into the castle and through almost like a maze of hallways, stairwells, until you finally go down into a large stairwell that empties out into a huge hallway. As you look up, there's bridges spanning above you, and above them giant statues of dragons, and at the base of them each statues with of figures, all roughly about the size of, let's just say like that, like from their leg type thing. Yeah, they're about like halfway up the forearm of the dragons, and Foley, you recognize, or Maxwell recognizes them all as the riders of past and present. As you walk down the long hallway, passing by hundreds of these statues, you realize that you've passed far beyond the confines of the castle and into a completely different area. The king is silent the entire way, but you realize that dogging behind you the entire way are the hulking figure, the spindly elf, and the red-haired dwarf woman.
So, how did King Oric fall?
We don't know. Sardonyx. She was here, and then suddenly she went into a rage. The madness overtook her, and she threw herself against Khazad Durgrimst, attempting to take it back. She did a lot of damage, and she wiped out many of the forces there, but with these White Walkers, these demons, I mean, you kill one, and 5 more take their place. She died shortly after the battle. She suffered too many wounds. It was only fortunate that we were able to keep her out of their grasp.
The dragon would not be fun, no.
Robert, Thok, are you guys gonna do
Yes.
anything as you walk?
No.
No, absolutely nothing.
Morty sounds like he's almost in tears.
I'm. My eyes are still fucking with my eyelashes, and I'm really close to passing out.
Alright, we'll wrap this up here soon then.
What? You there?
I am.
Okay.
As you guys follow along, you finally come to a large gateway with several dwarven guards around them. We need to access the Emperor's files. The dwarves look at him, nods, then a small doorway in one of the larger doors opens up, and you all pass within. You walk down about a 10-foot tunnel, and then you open up into a large library. It's not overly large, not like on a ginormous scale, but for a personal library, it's pretty big. It goes up about 80 feet. There's ladders climbing up on each side, and in the very center there's a giant, almost like a bird bath, in the center, but gigantic, about 15-foot diameter, and everyone kind of circles around that, and they look it over. The king says, "Kazad der Grimst," and opening up, you see almost like a satellite view of the castle you guys just escaped. You see large demons patrolling the top. The courtyard has been turned from a paradise into a demonic warforge. And that's just the outside. You can see several hordes of White Walkers shambling around, and they've slowly begun to cut away at the forest that surrounds the castle walls. They've had control of the castle. Sorry?
So why have we not attempted to take back the castle?
They took down Sardonyx. Several many more were injured and or killed in the process of just trying to recover her. We're stretched thin. This isn't the only battle that we're fighting. We're stretched all across the ring. But we have an agent on the inside. Do you remember Kabuto?
The pedo guy, right?
Yes. The beetle guy.
Yeah, I remember.
King Auric said that he knew the tunnels better than anybody else. And if we had that information, we could successfully plan infiltration missions and begin reclaiming the castle. Unfortunately, he was trapped inside when the demons overtook it. As far as we can tell, he has managed to survive in his tunnels, unaware. But if they ever find him, he will be the last chance that we have. No one knows the tunnels of the castle like he does. If you and your allies, he looks to Thok and Robert, are able to rescue him, you can tip the battle in our favor. I have a few men from Oric's personal retinue who would be joining you if you would accept this task.
So you want us to go inside a castle that brought down one of the most powerful dragons and bring out a man alive?
Like I said, it would be difficult. But you are not a dragon, and your dragon is not gigantic. Nor does she necessarily have to go. We need a strike team. And Oryx spoke highly of not only your magical skill, but your abilities as a rogue.
Yeah, I used to be rather sneaky before Aura came for me.
Well, hopefully you haven't lost those skills. And what of you? He looks to Thok and Robert. Will you assist?
Of course.
Why not?
It is settled then. Please, meet your new compatriots. Turns around, and a couple figures step out from the doorway, and you guys can hear the door closing behind. One of them, the one at the head, is an older looking paladin, the symbol of Tyr upon his chest, a bastard sword at his hip, and a large shield upon his back. Aye, Pyramus. I'm ready. I hope you got a good team for us, because this'll be one hell of a fight. At that, he kinda looks over at Robert and goes, You boy, let me see that hammer.
Alright. Robert takes the hammer out of its peace knot and holds it in one hand to show it.
He grabs the holy symbol out around his neck and kisses it. A right blessing you are. You'll be a good ally in this. I'm ready then. Let's go. And he kind of steps into the room, revealing the figure behind him. Maxwell, you recognize her instantly. She was literally hidden behind him as this 3-foot-tall halfling steps out. Oi! Short shit! I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing?
Oh no. Hey, Buzzy.
Oh, looks like I'm not in
Good to
charge of
see
you anymore. That's a shame.
Nope.
My boots needed cleaning.
Yeah.
She kind of cracks her knuckles and then looks over at Thok and goes, Who's big, green, and ugly?
That would be Thok. He is pretty ugly.
But he is
When I
big.
mean ugly, he's
I like him. I'm gonna stick by him.
he also smells a lot.
And so do you. She steps away,
Fuck.
and then you see the figure behind her, even shorter than her. The 2-foot-tall, in mixed-matched armor, one boot larger than the other, a dead lizard strapped to his chest, and a dead rat in his hand, swinging around by its tail. Ah! Oh, we're not fighting yet? Oh, okay. Well then, what you gotta do with Grumbar for?
Nice elite team.
Thok and Robert, before you see it almost looks like a dwarf, but it's very short. It's only 2 feet tall. Very skinny arms. His skin is very pasty white, from what you can see through the caked on dirt and grime. As I said, he's in mixed-matched armor, and with a dead rat in his arms, a dead lizard strapped to his chest. Like, this creature's disgusting. Like, his beard is all kind of like wispy, but it's really long. And he's got this like floppy little hat on with like the little ear flaps and the pointed cap, and he just looks ridiculous. The large figure with the giant sword goes, "Oh, I can't believe we're sending Grumbar in, but I can't go in and smash things." Bradley, calm down, calm down. You'll have your chance, you'll have your chance. Gellion here will be in charge of getting you guys close. But you will have to approach the castle undetected. Make your way inside. Grumbar knows the way to the tunnels. Once there, you'll infiltrate the tunnels, navigate them the best you can, find Kabuto, make your way out, and try to remain undetected. That is key. Any questions?
No.
None.
Right. I will give you some time to prepare. King Gellion, we'll have a word with you real quick. He steps aside and the room slowly begins to exit. The elf steps forward and... So, I suggest you do not eat any meat before we go, as it does not pass well through the trees. Matter of fact, don't eat any meat. Don't eat dairy, and here's an apple. And he pulls it out. He pulls nothing out of his pocket, and then just poof, in his hand appears an apple. And he hands it to Thok and goes, "I will see you boys soon. Meet me in the center of Overhill." And he kind of walks out. You guys follow him out, and you guys are left to your own accords. Maxwell is your guide. And I think that's where we'll call it for tonight. You guys all seem pretty tired. And yeah. Alright, everybody in the stream, thank you guys so very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next session is on Wednesday, later in the evening, better time for most people, I understand, and a bigger group. Mr. Ledgerbro will be joining in with his new custom homebrewed class, and we will be starting it off. On that note, everybody say good night, stream.
Good night, stream.
Bye, stream.
Do do